Hey folks, Michael Phillips here with Tony Scott, and we are giving you a web exclusive on what we think of Bill Murray. And Tony, of course, he's on screen this week in Get Low, which is his latest, I think, choice supporting turn.
Wonderful, great supporting turn. You know, typically doing his kind of smug, sly, sensitive, as is often the case with his performances. You don't know quite how to take this guy. Is he the complete crook that he seems to be, or is he, you know, a good-hearted kind of, you know, mensch deep down? And Murray always keeps you guessing. He also has an almost as entertaining interview in the current issue of GQ, where, among other things, he says that the reason that he took on the first Garfield movie doing the voice of everyone's favorite lasagna-loving cat is that he thought that it was a Coen Brothers movie.
I don't know if I quite believe it, but
I would have liked to see that.
I know.
I wish to God it had been.
But you know, it makes you think back to when you first discovered Murray, and for me it was, you know, Saturday Night Live. Like for most people, the lounge singer, Nick Wings, Nick Rails, and that kind of. You know, that is the sort of comic trope, the idea of the sleazy lounge singer that has been done and done and done, and then along comes somebody who does it in a way that is absolutely reinventing it, and he brings that kind of blasé assurance to almost everything he does. But I think when you get films like Lost in Translation and Get Low, then you realize how precise an actor he really is.
Well, and he's almost in one of the best scenes in Lost in Translations, where he's singing at the karaoke bar, singing the Brian Ferry song. More than this, it's like he's evoking, going all the way back to those lounge singer days on Saturday Night Live. There's a kind of
but it's the right
continuity.
Kind of comedy. You know, it's not too much. And
well, and he's done wonderful things with Wes Anderson. You know, in Rushmore. I mean, there's a wry, rueful, slightly downcast and melancholy, but also abrasive, cocky, kind of jerky.
It's all. I think what I get constantly from him is a sense that he's not following any kind of career path other than his own. You know, he'll run off and do Zombieland, a film I liked a lot, a comedy I thought was actually one of the sharpest last year.
In which he plays on screen, voices his regret for doing Garfield.
No, and there's really no reason that a cameo with Bill Murray as Bill Murray in a zombie picture should really be any more than a one-off joke. But that's 10 of the funniest minutes I've seen in the last couple of years on screen. I think
definitely the 10 best minutes in Zombieland.
Well, we disagree on that film, but you go back to something like Tootsie, where you're clearly getting scenes that were sort of finessed by improvisation into scenes that really worked, and how Murray really just takes his rightful place in a marvelous ensemble cast in Tootsie. I hadn't seen Tootsie for a few years until the last time I went back to it, and I thought, my God, it's one of the biggest laughs I ever heard in the theater was his reading of the word of "you slut." But, you know, that is a great bit of timing.
Well, then also a little later on in Groundhog Day, I mean, one of the best American comedies of the last quarter century, where he carries that movie, doing various switches between the worst aspects of his persona, the entitled smug. No one plays smug better than he does. Jerk, and finding the humanity and the pathos and the kind of everyman quality.
Yeah, and that's a film, when you see it again, you realize how effective those scenes that really are sort of straight out pathos, where he's trying to save the homeless man's life and all that, those are really played for keeps. And that's what you get in Get Low, I think, particularly, and a lot of other roles. You get a sense of, you know, finding the right kind of comedy that works for him as an actor, but also serves the story, all the things that a good actor, a good comic actor needs to do.
Yeah, and you're always happy to see him show up. Wherever he does.
Bill Murray.